Hello and welcome. So till this point, ladies and gentlemen, we did two steps of our recycler view steps, which is creating the custom design, and the second one is to create the custom class. In this video we are gonna finish our adapter, but before that, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is to open your Firebase console. Okay, here we have the videos. Click on each video. Okay, what we are gonna do, we are gonna get the download URL or the URL for any video. Okay, if you click on this video here on the left, then you will see this stuff. Click on the file location. Okay, and here we have this download URL. Click on it to copy it. Okay, going back to Android Studio, what I want you to do, I want you to create variables, few variables here inside your onCreate function for each video. Okay, so var, let's call it lesson 1. Okay, it's equal to this URL, and a string put this URL. Okay, and I want you to do this step for all the videos that you have. Okay, of course there is another way of doing stuff like this, okay, which is retrieving this videos inside a recycler, a Firebase recycler. Okay, but what I want you to do, I want to go with the simplest way. Okay, of course this way will give you the basics. Okay, maybe later on we are going to create a much complicated application than this. Okay, but I just want to give you the basics. Okay, we do not want to start with something really complicated. Okay, for example, add all the complicated stuff in one place and you will get nothing. Okay, I know that you will get a great application. For example, if we make this more dynamically instead of copying the URL like this, then you will understand nothing, believe me. Okay, I can just write the code in front of you and make, let's say, 3 hours or 4 hours, but there is no real benefits. Okay, I want you to know how the Firebase work. Okay, we have different ways. It's really, maybe this case it's much what you want, maybe it's not, but here I just want to give you the basics, okay, of doing things. Of course there are more complicated way, more advanced stuff, but I do not want to take this stuff, okay, because it will be complicated for you, especially you are just getting started with Firebase. I said the Firebase is a big world, okay, and each tab that you see right here, the authentication, the database, the storage, the hosting, the function, the ML kit, which is the machine learning, each tab here, it's a world entire. Okay, it's a big stuff itself that we can get a lot of stuff. Okay, so here the database, only the database tab, we can create a huge applications with this. Okay, but that's why I just want to give you the basics. However, enough talking about this. Make sure that you copy all the URLs for the videos. Okay, now what you are gonna do, you are gonna go back to create our adapter. So right click here, Kotlin file or class, let's call it adapter. Click on enter, and here we are going to start working on our adapter. So it's a normal class, as I said. Let's give it the name of adapter. Okay, and for the adapter we want to give it two things. Okay, the first one is the data that we want to show, but before that let me close these. We do not want to update anything now. So the first thing that we want to go to create the data that we want to show, so just type data, then it should be of type an array list. This is stuff that we did a lot in the recycler views application. Okay, and here we need to give it the lesson class, custom class that we created, and the second one is the context. So just type, let's create a variable of type context like this. Okay, now we good to go. What we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, we need to extend the recycler view. Okay, the recycler view dot adapter, and if once you type recycler view, if you cannot see the recycler view, probably you need to import the recycler view. And to import it, what you can do here for the recycler view, just click on the download button here. In your case it will be visible, but I already have it. Okay, you can download the library. Okay, going back here, recycler view.adapter, and we need to give it the view holder, which is a normal class that you are gonna create in a second. So as you can see how it's look like. So let's go ahead and create class. Okay, let's call it a view holder. Okay, and here inside our view holder, ladies and gentlemen, what we are gonna do, we are just gonna create the fields and also initialize them. Okay, but before that we want to give it an item here of type view. Okay, because we want to access the stuff, we want to access the fields, the text view, the title, the description. Okay, so we want to extend this from the recycler view dot view holder. Okay, and the view holder required an item, any variable of type view, in this case our item, because you have specified it to be item. Now we are good to go. So let's create the views. So var, let's call it title of type text view, right? So of type text view, and also var, let's call it disk, is also of type text view, right? Last but not least, our video. So var, let's call it video, and it's of type video, but here we do not want to use the video, the normal video view. Okay, we want to use this one, which is say tcking. Okay, .github.com. Click on it, and now we can initialize all these fields. So for the title, let's type title, it's equal to the item dot find view by id r dot id dot video lesson. I think it was the id. Let me check our IDs. So the ID was lesson video and video title, video description. So yeah, let's type here lesson video. There we have it. And for the description, it's equal to the item dot find view by id r dot id dot, it was video title or video disk in this case, because you are accessing the description. Last but not least, I'm just gonna type, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have missed something here. Here I am using the title and I specify the ID to be our video. So let me fix this really quickly. So video title like this. Here is the video description, and on the bottom we can type our video. So video, it's equal to the item dot find view by id r dot id dot lesson video. We are good to go now. What we want to do here, we want to give it our view holder. So just type adapter, which is the name of our file, dot view holder. Okay, now here we need to create the constructor. Now the constructor is really easy. Okay, so we need to create variable, let's call it data, and I will tell you why we want to call this constructor of list, and this list should be of type lesson. Okay, and we can initialize it, this dot data, it's equal to the data. Now ladies and gentlemen, we are creating the constructor for any class just to create an instance from that class using the constructor. Okay, now we can override the methods that we need, in this case the on create view holder. Here, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, in this version of Android Studio, we have something that they have changed the names, okay, of the names of the variable. For example, here it was parent, okay, but now they call it B0. Okay, this is not a good name, B0, so I'm just gonna go back with the parent. Okay, and here for the B1 of type int, we are gonna call it something more specific. Okay, like I'm just gonna go with the older names. So let's call it video type, okay, or view type. Now we are good to go. So as you know, ladies and gentlemen, for the on create view holder method, we are gonna return the layout. So we are gonna inflate the layout, the custom item. So let's call it layout. It's equal to the layout inflator. Oops, layout inflator. Okay, dot from, we need to give it the context here. and we need to tell it to inflate. Okay, you can this been added in a new line. Okay, so inflate, we want to inflate our custom video item, so r.layout.video item. Then we want to give it the parent variable, and also false, we do not want it to attach it to any root. Now we can type return the view holder, and we give it the layout. Okay, this is all done for our onCreate view holder method. Now we are going to go with the onBind view holder, which is the method that we are going to use to set the values on the views. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, here we are not using a normal video view. Okay, we are using a video from the library, and to set the data or to set the videos on this video view, we need to read the documentation for that library, because each library has its own way of doing things. Okay, so I wrote the documentation. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you how to do this way, but before that, let's change the names here. Instead of B0, let's call it something else. For example, here I'm just gonna, as I said, go with the older names, and here should be position. Okay, position like this, and you are good to go. So the first thing that you need to do, all these steps that I'm gonna write right now, I'm gonna type right now, it's from the documentation for the library, so you do not need to read the documentation. I'm gonna explain for you. So let's create variable here. Let's call it video. Okay, video, let's call it video item. It's equal to the data, and we want to give it the position, right? And now what we can do, we can get the title and the description from this video item, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So type holder dot title, which is the text view. Okay, we want to set a text on it, so just type dot text. It's equal to our video item dot title, right? And you are good to go now. We can type holder dot disk dot text. It's equal to the video item dot description. There we have it. Now everything, it's look perfect. Now our last thing, which is our video, type holder dot video, and what we want to do, we want to set a video path, set video path. There we have it. And here what we want to do, here it's asking us for a URI of type string. So what we can do, we can type video item. Okay, we are going to give it the video item, and from the video item we are going to access the URL for. So here we can type video item dot video URL. So as you can see, now everything should work just fine. Now of course, if you're asking about the download functionality, we are going to implement it later on, but here I just want to make sure that the videos are playing. Now our last method, which is the get item count, it's asking us for how many items we want to return. In this case, I'm just going to return the data dot size. It will take care of returning all the items that we have. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, in this video we have finished our adapter, which is the most important part in this application. Okay, now in the next video, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to set the videos on the recycler view. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to continue on with more functionality in the next few videos. Bye bye.